Brock Lesnar destroyed Femi.
JRW live. Hit the aisle, stack the card, chase that rare one, play it smart. Bobby Joe right by his side. JRW live ride. JRW live. Let's go. Toy hunting shows on the road. Figure reviews, bold predictions too. WW week breaking it through.
What's up, JRW2? The setup review of Clash in Italy. This show was absolutely insane, so let's talk about it. They kicked off the show with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, defending his WWE Championship against the Ring General, Gunther, and this match was great until the ending. The ending felt so weird. So, they were kicking each other's ass. This was the first match of the night, and the first two matches were on ESPN, which I hate this new thing, because I always feel like now, with the new ESPN thing that they're on there, for the first hour, I feel like the first two matches feel so rushed. And honestly, this is what this match felt like. The first, I think this was about just under a 20-minute match, and it was going through great, cruising, and then out of nowhere, Cody hits a Cody cutter, crossroads, 1, 2, 3. But Gunther dominated most of the match. He had Cody in the chokehold and everything. Cody was strangling, and he couldn't get out of it. But then out of nowhere, he hits this crossroads, the Cody cutter and everything, and beats him. And it's just what the hell? But the thing is, though, when he pinned him, Gunther's foot was under the rope, and the ref didn't see it. Afterwards, Gunther was pissed. He's cussing out the ref. He's like, "You screwed me. This is bullshit. This match still should be going." And meanwhile, Cody's just partying, having a great time with the Italian crowd. The Italy crowd, Italian crowd was absolutely insane. They were so hyped for this match, cheering for Cody Rhodes. It was definitely a home game for him, man. But this definitely isn't the end of Cody Rhodes and Gunther. It just felt a little weird, the end of this match. It felt off. But overall, I enjoyed the match. I've already seen people hating that Cody won. I don't care. I'll always be a Cody Rhodes fanboy. He's still my favorite wrestler, and I'm always going to continue to cheer on Cody Rhodes. Then Rhea Ripley defended her Women's WWE Championship against Jade Cargill. And Jade Cargill, in my opinion, had the upper hand in most of this match, actually. But it wasn't a half too bad match. And honestly, I feel like they had more time on the first hour on ESPN than Cody Rhodes and Gunther. In my personal opinion, Cody Rhodes and Gunther should have had way more time. Honestly, I don't think they should have kicked off the show. They should have had Brock and Femi kick off the show, because that had so much hype. And it's a shorter match because Brock Lesnar always wrestles the shortest matches. This should have been the match before Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu, or the main events. But back to Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. Decent match. Charlotte Flair actually saved Rhea Ripley because BFAB and Michin got involved. Rhea Ripley had the match, and they put Jade Cargill's foot on the rope. And then Charlotte Flair came out and attacked Michin and BFAB because they took out Alexa Bliss on SmackDown. And then Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide on Jade Cargill. 1, 2, 3. She retains the Women's WWE Championship. It was an alright match. I personally thought the WrestleMania match was still better. I thought the WrestleMania match really wasn't too bad. This one was just alright. Then it was time for the Beast to take on the ruler, Femi, for the second time. Everybody thought he retired at WrestleMania. He comes out, the crowd's going crazy. First time I've ever heard a crowd actually sing Brock Lesnar's song. They were singing bump, 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 bump. It was really funny because I feel like everybody's done that before, when they listen to Brock Lesnar's song. So really cool to hear the crowd do that. They were going crazy for Femi, but this match was insane. Brock Lesnar off the rip attacks Femi during the introduction, F5s him 5 times, and Femi kicks out. I was like, oh my god. At first I thought, when he got, I think it was 4 actually. I think it was 4 F5s and then he kicked out. But once he was hitting the 4th one, I'm like, no way they're about to have Brock squash Femi. There's no way. I was starting to get flashbacks for a second of Kofi Kingston. But he kicks out. I'm like, oh my god, this is insane. Femi gets up and he starts dominating Brock Lesnar again. I'm like, oh my god. And then Brock's hitting him with the Kimura armbar from UFC type stuff, and Femi picks up Brock like he's a little kid. I'm like, oh my god. So they're just, Brock's hitting Femi with everything, and Femi is still dominating Brock. So they're just making Femi look like an absolute beast. Brock gets pissed off, takes Femi outside of the ring, hits him with the F5 to the announce table, brings him back in the ring, and he still kicks out. And then they start fighting back and forth. Femi hits his running uppercuts, hits the chokeslam. Brock Lesnar kicks out. But at the end of the day, Brock Lesnar hits another F5, the 7th F5 that he hit Femi with. 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar defeats Femi. I was like, oh my god, he beat Femi. Then afterwards, Brock celebrates. He's so happy. He's out. He's walking up the stage with his arms up, and he's yelling, 1 + 1, we're even, bitch. And I'm like, oh my god. So, I know he goes, you're done. And 1+1, I'm like, oh, it's 1-1. You got to have a tiebreaker. SummerSlam, I'm calling it. It's going to be SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar, Femi, and Brock's going to retire because Femi's going to beat him, and it's going to be 2-1. I have a feeling that's just what it's going to be. But, man, this match felt like the big match of the night, honestly. It felt bigger than Jacob Fatu, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes Gunther. This match wasn't for a title, but it was absolutely insane and intense. Then Becky Lynch defended her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Ruka, and this match actually was a pretty decent match. They went back and forth and everything, but at the end of the day, Ruka gets the upper hand, and Becky Lynch hits that Soul Snatcher. And honestly, I thought this was kind of out of nowhere as well. Soul Snatcher out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Ruka is the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. She defeats Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is in the ring crying. She's all upset. She's throwing a tantrum, but she lost fair and square. No referee mistakes. No shenanigans or anything. Ruka got the better of her. Hit her with that Soul Snatcher. 1, 2, 3. She's the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. But yeah, this was a halfway decent match. I didn't think it was too bad. I personally thought it was better than Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. Ruka definitely has the potential of being a huge star. She is very good in the ring. And honestly, Becky Lynch has been doing a great job elevating stars, because I remembered watching this match. I'm like, she did literally this exact same like build up and everything and losing the title to Lila Valkyria. Now she's done it. And now she's done it with Ruka. So she's just making absolute massive stars. Great stuff from Ruka and Becky Lynch. Then it was time for the main event, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu Tribal Combat. This match was absolutely insane. They fought all over the arena. The crowd was going crazy when they're out in the crowd fighting, in the concession stands, everything. Then they got back into the arena. They just beat the holy hell out of each other. Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns knew he had to avoid that tongue and death grip, so he kept on crushing Jacob Fatu's hand on the steel steps. It was absolutely brutal. But they beat the holy hell out of each other. Jacob Fatu threw everything he had at Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns kept on kicking out. Roman Reigns was throwing everything he had at Jacob Fatu, and he kicked out as well, because Jacob Fatu hit that Samoan drop, hit the moonsault. Roman Reigns kicks out. Roman Reigns hits him with a spear. Jacob Fatu kicks out. They're kicking out at like 2.99. There were so many times I'm like, oh my God, I thought this match was over. But it wasn't. Then Roman Reigns finally spears Jacob Fatu through the table, and then he picks him up and spears him again, and then finally 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns wins Tribal Combat for the third time. He's won every single time, which is crazy. But then he retains the World Heavyweight Championship, and he retains being the Tribal Chief. The Usos come down to the ring. Jey Uso hands him and puts the Ulafala around Roman Reigns' neck. They celebrate. They hold up the world title. They start walking out. And the MFTs and Solo Sikoa are watching upon this. And Roman Reigns is walking away up the stage. And he's telling Jey Uso to yell at Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu had to follow them. And like a lost dog, he had to follow them. He's the new servant to Roman Reigns. And he wasn't coming. He's staring at the MFTs. Well, Tonga just fell over. But he's staring at the MFTs. And Roman's like yelling at Jey, get him over here. And Jay's yelling at and clapping at Jacob Fatu like he's a dog. And Jacob Fatu finally follows Roman Reigns and the Usos. He's a new servant to Roman Reigns. This is going to be interesting. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu working together, because Jacob Fatu has to be the servant. I'm assuming this is going to go over the summer, and then I have a feeling Jacob Fatu is going to turn on Roman Reigns, and we're going to get a third match at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's when I think Jacob Fatu is going to finally win the world title. I just got a feeling that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like the whole summer Jacob Fatu is the servant, and then he's done with it, and then he faces Roman again at SummerSlam. Because he's got to eventually beat Roman. Roman's now 2-0 against Jacob Fatu. He's eventually got to beat him. So there you go, guys. That was the setup review of WWE Clash in Italy. This show was a banger. I personally thought the main event was great. I thought Brock Lesnar, Femi was definitely probably my favorite part of the show. It's just the crowd and everything. The atmosphere was insane. Cody and Gunther was putting on a great match. It just, I feel like, was cut short. Ruka and Becky Lynch was definitely a decent match. In my opinion, Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill was the worst match of the night. But it wasn't a bad match. Like, I'm not saying it was just a bad match. It just was, in my opinion, the least entertaining out of all of them. But I'm going to give this show an 8 out of 10. Definitely one of the better pay-per-views. Definitely better than Backlash. One of the better pay-per-views for WWE this year. We definitely had some highs and lows this year with pay-per-views. But I thought this one was a pretty solid one. And also, shout out the crowd in Italy. They were freaking hyped for this show. They made this show probably better, 10 times better than it actually was. It was just so entertaining. Like, they made the Brock Oba match. Like, the crowd going crazy for Brock Oba was awesome. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you haven't already, because we post every single day on this YouTube channel, and you don't want to miss out on it. This is Jeremy Live, and I'll see you guys in the next one.